What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here with me. Okay, thank you again to all the people that made comments. I got quite a few comments. It started off slow, but it started picking up. Also picked up on new subscribers. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. All the new ones who just recently subscribed, I really appreciate you. With that said, first thing I want to say, I am not a racist. I am not trying to create any drama or anything. Like I said before, and I will always say, I love my people. My people mean everything to me, and it doesn't mean because I love my people, I dislike other races. No, no, that's not me. Okay. Now I have met when I lived in Cleveland, I've met some I actually worked with this great Indian lady and her husband. I used to call and talk to him and joked around with him, and he was real cool. She had some great sons. Sons had also went to school here in Boston, so that's when I lived in Cleveland. So I do not hate Indians. I have nothing against Indians. I've met some really good Indians. Um, Now, far as Africans, when I lived in DC, I met a few good Africans and I met some messed up, screwed up Africans. Yes, yes. Now the really good ones I met was like from Somalia or Ethiopia and a few from other countries. So I'm trying to tell you, I am not a racist. I am not a racist. And I'm not trying to encourage anyone to hate. My thing is, and this is how I feel, is that black people, my people, we built this country. We held the door open for everyone else, and everyone else is piggybacking on our struggle. Okay, people are coming in and not knowing what we went through, all the hell we went through. Okay, everybody's flocking to this country, and they're talking and complaining about how they came here with nothing, and and now they have these homes and cars and businesses and all that stuff. That's possible because of us, our struggle. Okay, you came here and you're doing well because of our struggle. All right. Now, if you had came here like back in the 40s, 30s, or whatever, first of all, you probably wouldn't have been able to get in this country. If you was like from India, Africa, you wouldn't be able to get in this country as far as the Irish and stuff they were getting in. But if you was a person of color, you probably wouldn't have got in this country. So our struggle, all the stuff that we went through, Black Americans has made it possible for all you other groups to come in. And don't get mad at me. This is the truth. All right. So with that said, I can tell you, I remember because someone had said, "Oh, this has been happening for a while. I don't understand why you not know that." I said that. I kind of realized this a while back. Actually, I noticed this like back in well, I noticed before when my mom's was talking about it when she used to work in Chinatown as a supervisor, and she trained a lot of Chinese people. And as soon as she started training them, more started coming in, more. And then all of a sudden, that was giving my mom a hard time. Okay? That was giving her a hard time. She was a supervisor, and it was just like, it was a Jewish owner. So once she had suggested one Chinese person, then all of a sudden, everybody was coming out of the woodworks and everybody was coming and getting jobs. And this Jewish guy was started hiring all Chinese and stuff. So, and then my mother was in there, and it was only a few blacks, and it was more Chinese, and she was catching hell from the people that she helped get in. All right. So I started hearing stories from my mom. So we talking about back in the 70s when I started hearing this stuff from my mom. All right. Now, for me, in my experience, I started when I started working like in the 80s. I remember this was like in the mid 80s, and there was a shortage of mechanical and electrical assemblers. in Boston, yes. And I used to make, I think the highest I made was like $22 or $23 an hour. And I'm telling you, it was like as many hours as you could want to work. Okay. And if I didn't like one company, I could leave and contact this temporary agency and I could be at another company the next day. Okay. So it was really like that. Okay. And I was a good worker, so I had no problems. I had agencies calling me like crazy. And then all of a sudden, after a year, 2 years or so, Chinese started coming in. People from Vietnam, people from Cambodia. And you know what happened. You guys, guess what happened? Temp agencies that was once paying, it was going up, 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 up. Then all of a sudden, from $22 an hour, they was now talking. Now let me say this. This is what's happening. So when the Chinese and the Vietnamese and Cambodians was like coming in and applying for these jobs, they was like, oh, I'll take whatever you want to pay me. Okay. They came to America. They're coming to America. And they said, okay, I don't know. I'll take whatever you want to pay me. So these agencies started hearing this. And we were getting us Americans, us Black Americans and white Americans who were like asking, we're starting to get up to $25 an hour. All of a sudden, it dropped down to $15 an hour. Then they started going down to like 10. And myself and a lot of white people were like, no, we've been doing this. And we got back up to, when we started leaving our assignments, they were talking to like 10, 12. It was like, no, I can't do nothing less than 18. Okay. So we were lucky to still push that and get 18. But we saw that it was getting harder because a lot of people from Vietnam, China, and the Caribbean, the Caribbean too, were coming in and say, pay whatever you want. And that caused a lot of problems in Boston where the salaries were just shooting down and immigrants were coming in like crazy. All right, so now also, I remember this. I remember like it was yesterday. And this was from the people from the Caribbean. People from the Caribbean was working against Black Americans. This is like a year or so before they made Martin Luther King's birthday official holiday. I remember I was working, I think it was, no, I'm not sure exactly. Maybe it was Digital. I was working at Digital. I was working at a temp. It was a great company. It's making a lot of money. And, mostly a lot of whites and stuff, a few Blacks, and then Caribbeans, people from the Caribbeans were coming in, people from the West Indies, people from Jamaica and stuff were coming in. And so one day they sat us all down and said, okay, we're going to vote on if y'all want to get paid for Martin Luther King's birthday. So of course the Black people were like, yeah, putting their hands up. And then some white people kind of didn't want to, but others did. So we just needed the people from Jamaica, the West Indies, the Bahamas, we needed their help. And you know what they said. Trust me, I could not believe this. They said right out in front of all these white people, no, we don't want that. We don't want that holiday. We don't care about him. We don't care about no Martin Luther King. He ain't never done anything for us. We don't care about that. He ain't never done anything for us. They struck it down. We had to work and we wasn't getting paid. Now, us Black Americans, we were pissed off. We were pissed. I know I was pissed off, and I'm sure others were. And whites were like looking at us and stuff like, what the hell is up with them? And so there was a lot of tension at that place for like weeks and stuff. So finally, one of the West Indian guys and stuff. It was all quiet, and they was kept trying to talk to us. And I was like, yeah, everybody seemed kind of quiet. We didn't mean anything by that. And I'm like, so we all got together and said, look, I don't understand what you guys are talking about. That Martin Luther King never done anything for you, okay? Because they go, no, we're not trying to start any problems. We just came here. We just want to come here and make money. We don't want to get caught up in all this stuff. We just want to make money. Then we looked at them and said, listen, you was going to get paid for that day. You was going to have the day off and you was going to get paid. And they looked at us like, oh, no, we didn't know that. Oh, can we still get it? What are you talking about? We already voted and you voted against us. Then they just looked, then they got all quiet and they walked away like a bunch of dummies and stuff. And we all just looked at each other and was like, damn, man, these people are coming into the country and causing problems for us Black Americans. All right? Coming in and making it harder for us after all we've been through. So I've noticed that right away. Okay. So for that person who wrote me and said, oh, this is happening for a while. Okay, I know this has been happening for a while. Even just recently, most recently, at my job, I have a little part-time job, it's not like anything that's hard, and I just work overnight and I just do it one day a week. And there's people from like a lot of countries and people get along well and stuff. And there's only like one brother from Nigeria. He's been there for the longest, probably like 20 something years. And so just recently, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, no, I would say more like 3 months ago, it was like such a shortage. People were just leaving and they were just bringing in temps and stuff for a while. Instead of having problems with a lot of immigrants, yeah, people from the islands, I was having people like coming in with shitty attitudes and shit, coming in, looking at me with shitty attitudes. But and I had my badge, so I was a permanent person. But yet they were still having a shitty attitude. I was checking all these big guys, man, big. I don't know if they were African, Caribbean, whatever, but I was checking them, man, because it was being disrespectful. And so finally, once our company started hiring some Africans, and to this day, I kind of hate going in because these Africans and stuff, they kind of like don't want to speak. Don't want to speak. I'm telling you, they don't want to speak. It's like tension, It's like they just look at you and they don't want to speak. It was just one African, me and him. He's me and him not really talking now, but I'm gonna take care of that. Just he was always like watching me. He was just checking me up and down. One day I just saw him from the corner of my eye. He's checking me up and down, looking at my sneakers, what kind of sneakers I got on. He was looking at my hand, what kind of watch I was wearing, looking at my diamond pinky and stuff. So just looking at me, checking me up and down, not wanting to socialize with me. But then they hired this African lady. Okay. They're all buddy, and they're getting along. And I've overheard them talk about Black Americans. As soon as I come closer, they get all quiet and stuff, and they just don't say anything. So there's a lot of tension with them. I don't pay them any mind because I know I've been there for almost going on 5 years. They just got in the door. Okay. This guy had told me, was trying to tell me something that I had to do. And I just looked at him and said, look, you know how long I've been here? And then he just turned his head and shut the hell up. So, yeah, these immigrants are coming in and they're being disrespectful. They're being very disrespectful. Okay? So, brothers and sisters, we gotta be on code and stuff. We gotta be on code. But also at the same time, I'm making a part 3 to this, and I know exactly why this is happening, and I'll talk more. But for sure, I'm not trying to encourage anyone to be a racist and stuff. We can find a solution to this, okay? But they can't come in and be disrespecting us. This can't be happening, okay? We built this country, all right? So watch out for part 3, all right? And I'm gonna show you why this is happening, why this is happening. And some people have said it. Some people wrote down why this is happening too in this country, but I'm gonna show some video clips and stuff why this is happening to Black Americans. Thank you for joining me. Please like, comment, share, and of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Agymah's will. Peace.